Had the right angle, but couldn't land the shot. The dark scope, the two-piece! Oh my god! Oh no! He was down to 1 second on the clock!
Pegou bala na cara do Master. O Omairinho vai tentando fazer o primeiro. A estátua vai tentar o tiro porrada e bomba! Vem! Clutch muito difícil de vencer, mas...
Square on the body that you hit. He no-scoped for a follow right there. He no-scoped.
Queda solamente positivo por parte de repente consigue la primera baja en este round. Se da cuenta que no
Ladies and gentlemen, what's good? We are here with the semifinals of Mobile Mayhem North America. Wait, that thing is playing again. I have to delete it. Okay, apologies. That was very loud. We're back. Mobile Mayhem semifinals. It feels like this has just been the longest season of all time. Obviously, there have been a lot of things that have happened in a lot of different regions. But we have finally arrived, and I am excited to watch the action. Day, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Definitely excited for tonight's matchups. This is only the semifinals, and I think we have just some of the craziest matchups ahead of us. This is going to be like the redemption week for North America as far as like making the gameplay look good, because it has been very spotty all season long for various reasons, right? So tonight we've got some great matchups for you guys. I think we lead off with NYSL Mayhem versus ARP, and then we'll also have Tribe versus Xplicit tonight. And for anybody that maybe missed a couple weeks, just in case, Xplicit and Arsenal did merge. This is largely the Arsenal roster with the pickup as well of Solo and Snipes. So very, very potent roster. Hopefully they've had some time to get some practice in and really work out some of the kinks, because they obviously do not have an easy matchup here tonight.
Yep, definitely going to be a fun couple of matches to watch. You do have to keep in mind that Xplicit team has beaten Tribe in recent weeks 2-0 actually, so it is definitely not outside the realm of possibility that that happens. Obviously, first matchup of the night, going to be a really solid one as well. NYSL Mayhem versus ARP. These two teams went up against each other multiple times in stage 3, I believe. So they are definitely pretty experienced playing against each other. We'll go ahead and take a look at the maps and bans, and we do have to keep in mind this is going to be a best of 5 series, not a best of 3, because we are currently in the semifinals. So taking a look, you guys are going to see we got Summit Hardpoint for game number 1, Takeoff S&D for game number 2, Firing Range Dom for game 3. It is guaranteed we do go to a domination. Standoff Hardpoint for game 4, Crossfire Search and Destroy for game 5. As far as the bans, NYSL Mayhem banning Raid, which is definitely interesting. ARP banning Hackney Yard, which is typically one of the customary ones, usually alongside Crossfire, but we'll see what these have in store for us. I'd be really interested if we went to Crossfire Search and Destroy, because that is one that we pretty much never see, and honestly, Takeoff Search and Destroy, I feel like we never see either, so definitely going to be an interesting matchup. Is there any one in particular you are looking forward to, Dave?
I think the biggest one for me is going to be the Tribe versus Xplicit, because we kind of the past couple of weeks have seen both ends of the spectrum of Tribe, right? We saw them get 2-0'd by Arsenal a couple weeks back. We saw them come through with some really good games against NYSL Mayhem. Now, granted, Mayhem didn't have Tectonic, which is a ginormous factor for any roster that Tectonic has ever been on. You know, again, it's been very spotty on Tribe's performance, and, you know, this is almost basically a rematch underneath a different name. So I definitely got to think there's a lot on the line there. I would lean probably pretty heavily on Mayhem winning versus ARP, but ARP does practice a lot. I've been one that is very vocal on, I feel like the practice is both helpful and hurtful to them, because I think they go at it a little too hard sometimes, and I feel like you can definitely feel times where the players get burnout. I lurk in, like, Zia's stream a lot, and, you know, towards the end of the night, you know, it's just like everybody is so tired of playing the game, so.
All right. Well, we do have all of our players loaded in for the Mayhem versus ARP matchup, and that is going to be our first matchup of the night. I think we're actually waiting for one momentary change, so once that gets squared away, we should be good to go. I'm seeing a message. Oh, I need to download the maps. Oh, interesting. We're playing Summit, so that should only take 2 seconds. But once I get Summit downloaded, then we'll be good to go, and I have the map downloaded. So, bada bing, bada boom. Thank you guys all for joining. Hope you guys did enjoy the opening of Stage 4 this weekend with South Asia and Middle East coming up this upcoming weekend. We are going to have Japan and LATAM. I'm going to try to viewer party both of those because Molly's going to be out of town. Japan is going to start, I believe, Friday night at 11 p.m. And then LATAM's going to be the next day at like noon. And then obviously so on and so forth. And unfortunately for ARP, it does look like Pepe might be AFK off the start. He is able to get fully loaded into things. And obviously we do have some pretty significant balance changes going on. So very, very different meta. Obviously those strong guns still going to continue to be strong, but not nearly what they were prior to the update. Do still see a good amount of Fennec. A little bit surprised we don't see any MX9s, maybe later on in the night. But obviously players sticking to what they are comfortable with, and it is going to be Mayhem picking up that initial time on the hill. 15 seconds before ARP's able to hop on, contest the point, free firing away. Mago is going to drop to space right there, and taking a look at the starting lineup, it is for the most part what you would expect, but Nero actually not here as Space taking his place. See whether or not that's going to affect them too much. Is Mayhem able to get some solid time here on P1?
Yeah, you definitely got to wonder, because I believe, if I remember correctly, Nero was the team voted MVP for NYSL Mayhem. And another big factor for the opposition, ARP, is we haven't seen Mago play for them in a couple weeks, I believe. At least not this past week that he didn't play. So definitely could be a little bit of why we see him struggling right now. He is down at 2 and 6, and I would say he's normally one of my favorite players to watch on this side of ARP. So hopefully he'll get warmed up. Hopefully they'll be able to push back a little bit harder. I mean, I guess I can't really say that too much, right? They're in the lead by a couple points, but you know, if you look at like the actual kills and deaths right now, I don't really understand. It feels very one-sided in the kills department, but that is just not the case, and it could very well be if you look at like the position on the map, right? Like NYSL are very focused on the P3. They're really not pushing towards P2 at all, and they didn't for a majority of that point, so they may just be looking to play P3 and P4. They could realistically win off of 2 if they had 2 full holds, but we will probably see a full rotation come through from these two teams.
Yeah, and we do see, as you said, multiple players set up over here on P3. ARP trying to get the push on in. Pretty much everybody stuck over in that control center area. Concussion aid going to slow down the push as well, and space waiting right there. That is the power of the MX9. Can be pretty much a guaranteed 4-tap all the way out to 14 meters with the potential of a 3-tap as well, and a couple easy kills going on in for him right there as time does continue to tick. We're going to be tied up right here. One ARP player pushing in. Wasn't able to spot Tectonic. And that's going to be another easy kill for him. Make it a 3-piece and 4-piece. And he is frying with the PP19. This is a gun that is definitely going to be back on top with the recent changes. And Tectonic showing what he can do with it as he is currently fully streaked out. The shorty got a little bit of a nerf. And you are going to see not able to get the kill onto Pengy, but still very, very strong. It's going to be NYSL with a 10-point lead, but ARP still keeping things close as it is going to be Pepe pulling out the death machine, trying to get that push on into P4.
Yeah, definitely looking to be the case. It is a 9-point game between these two teams right now. Very, very even. It was a big point swing back in favor of NYSL Mayhem. Space doing a good job filling in for Nero here. He's playing the anchor. He does get the respawn for, I believe, 3 of his 4 teammates. Does look like he is starting to get pushed now. I think Pepe is probably going to come through, find the kill. Does get the assist, and then it's going to be ARP taking over the spawns, taking over P4 as well. There's not enough time for them to win here, but they can definitely pick up a pretty big advantage if they're able to lock it down. They're up 17, so a pretty sizable point coming back. And right now, it's looking like all that practice is coming through good for them.
Yeah, and looking at the kill counters, once again, it looks like Mayhem should be on top pretty significantly in the positive, especially with Mago going 6 and 16, Tectonic going 20 and 12, but they've just been a lot more on point with their rotations. Their holds have been a lot stronger. Tectonic trying to do everything that he can. He's inside of a Goliath, and Leon's going to find a 3-piece right there. That's going to be big for that setup over here on P1. Going to be able to get the assist onto Mago as well. And this is where Mayhem was able to get a lot of time on that first hard point. Somehow, even with a Goliath in their control, not able to get any type of control there. Leon still stacking the kills. 13 on the board, but ARP getting closer and closer to the win. Only 30 points away. Tectonic's finally going to hop back on as I believe ARP was able to get a cluster strike, and that did really force them off the point for a little bit. But it's going to be ARP now getting the Goliath, and it'll be able to take out 1, but not able to make it 2. That Goliath going to be very, very tough to deal with on the way into P2.
Yeah, Tech being inside with the Goliath is pretty huge, but ARP with one of their own as well. Only, 15 points separating these two teams. It does look like Tech is going to fall out of the Goliath there. Jesus saved. Still got about a quarter HP left and might be able to tuck it away in the little cubby next to P2. Could potentially pick them up 1 or 2 kills, but I don't see it being alive much longer. It is going to go down there. What were the band operators again? Annihilator and Camaro?
Yes, I believe so. And it's going to be Pengy sliding on out right there. Had a big opportunity for the break. Not going to be able to make it happen, but Mago's there. Able to win 1 gunfight, gets the assist on the other, and ARP getting closer and closer to winning this. Unfortunate spot for that sticky nade as Mago can actually stick his teammate right there, and there are a whole lot of players, a whole lot of operators. Tectonic with the death machine, Awaken with the death machine. They've got a sentry gun set up in the bottom side, and things starting to look dicey for this ARP team. A whole lot of utility going into play, and it's death machine kill on death machine kill. NYSL Mayhem have taken complete control of this map. The score streak's starting to come out as well. Another sentry gun, another pred missile. They're going to get information that could potentially be a double kill. It's only going to be one, but they have complete control of spawns and a lot of utility to work with. We're going to see the sentry go down. Spawns in favor of ARP right here. They're going to try to push in from the backside. Awaken doesn't realize he's got a Goliath to work with right now, but not a whole lot of time for them. But the death machine for Pepe, it's exactly what they needed. They might have an opportunity right there, and they get the break.
Yeah, they're gonna break on in. Only 6 points to go for Mayhem, 9 points to go for ARP. Pepe gets a good respawn, but the sentry gun from Leon takes him down. He does get another favorable respawn. It does look like ARP might be able to get a retake if Pepe can keep it going here. We do have Tectonic on point. Little B moving in. What a crazy final point. 1 point to go for Mayhem, Bobby.
Oh my gosh, and Mayhem somehow pulls it out. I don't even know who is on the point right there, but it's gonna be a 150 to 147 finish. Whoo!
What a game. A 3-point hard point there, boiling down to the wire. Both teams fighting over control. I'm right with you. There were so many people dying there that I don't even know who that last person on the Mayhem was on point, but they go ahead, they pick up the kill, and they're going to pick up the round 1 win. And that is going to put them in the lead for this best of 5. Obviously, we could still see a long series. We could see ARP make the comeback, but I'm going to be honest, if you look at the kills, that game I don't think should have been as close as it was. ARP played great strategically, and that carries a lot of weight as we move forward, right? Like, even with that huge lack of slaying power, they were able to pull a 3-point game. There's not a single person positive on the side of ARP, and they almost won. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, this is something that I feel like Mayhem has struggled with a lot, is their hardpoint rotations. I feel like that's been by far their weakest game mode. And I feel like there's been so many maps where they've either gone positive and lost or been like crazy positive, and it's super down to the wire in a situation where it shouldn't be. I don't know if it's lack of discipline on those rotations, if their strategy in the holds is not as good, but it definitely seems like that's something that they're going to need to focus on, especially if they're going to have a shot at beating a team like Tribe that is so specialized in the respawns.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that was a phenomenal game one way or another. I mean, again, you look at the scoreboard, and I don't necessarily understand where the struggle is. There's not a single player negative on Mayhem, and every player on ARP is positive, and ARP's teamwork alone was nearly able to bring them the win. So that's something that I have mentioned about a lot of the regions actually as of recent, where, you know, I've said that North America is largely gun skill oriented, and I don't think that carries as far as good teamwork does, and this is a really ideal match to point that out as well. So I'm excited to see the rest of the series as it moves forward. Obviously, slaying power and search and destroy can often carry a little bit more weight, but I think one of the big matchups to watch here is going to be your Space and Little B up against your Mago and Jesus Saves in the sniper department. I don't remember what map we're on because I scrolled up, but obviously we know the weight that snipers carry. You know, getting an early pick can be really devastating in search and destroy, where you don't have that opportunity to respawn, you don't have that opportunity to get back into the fray, but at the same time you do get those fresh round resets. It's not quite as easy to get snowballed in a search and destroy. Okay, let's say Little B opens up with a snipe in the first round. There's plenty of opportunity where Mago or Jesus Saves could, you know, pop right into round 2 and find a couple picks of their own. So should be a good one.
Yep, definitely going to be still waiting for one of the players to ready up. Just a reminder, it is going to be... What's that?
Bobby, I think we're waiting on you to...
Oh, do I need... Oh, waiting on the SS? Okay. I'll check and make sure that I have takeoff. Yeah, I believe I have all the maps downloaded now, so we should be good.
Okay. Oh, that's an old message. Okay,
Yeah,
I see. That was 12 minutes ago.
Yeah, but keep in mind, it's a best of 5, so there's based on how close that one was, I feel like there's a good chance that we'll see another hard point potential, that we could see another search and destroy as well, depending on how the rest of the games do go. But you got to keep in mind, this is the one mode that for Mayhem, it's been their go-to. They struggled a lot throughout Masters, but in the search and destroys, they were still able to win the majority of them. So they've got to be feeling pretty confident going into this. Obviously, they did drop a search and destroy to, I believe, Xplicit. It might have been Arsenal, one of the two, either before or after they merged. So they have dropped one, but for the most part, this has been the one place that they feel pretty confident that they can go in and take care of business relatively easily.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this one. Again, I think the biggest I am keeping out for off the bat of these rounds is going to be your sniper presence, because Jesus Saves is from this NYSL lineup, and, you know, we've talked many times before that he's always wanted to be a starting sniper for a team, and he's been doing great on ARP in that department. Mago as well. He's been one that has sniped for them. We've seen, obviously, Zia snipe a lot in the past, so both of these teams have just so much sniping talent. Tectonic, Space, Little B, Mago, Zia, Jesus Saves. Like, I'm super excited for it. Absolutely ready for it. Again, I think one of the biggest things for Mayhem here is actually not having Nero. And again, he was voted their MVP of this season, and he was even fragging out like crazy the past couple of weeks as well. So definitely unfortunate not having him here today.
Yeah, that could potentially hurt them. And honestly, I think that's probably part of the reason that they struggled as much as they did in that Hardpoint, because he's usually their go-to OBJ player. So not that it takes like an incredible amount of skill to play OBJ, but to be able to simultaneously know where in the hardpoint you need to be and also still be able to get those frags as you're getting bombarded by utility and everything else. It is a unique skill set in and of itself. It looks like we do have everybody ready up, so we should be good to hop into game number 2 pretty soon here. And it looks like we are good to go.
Yep, jumping on into this one, I'm definitely excited for it. Takeoff, a map that has a lot of those long-range capabilities. We're definitely going to see a lot of Holger in play. We're going to see a lot of snipers in play. And probably as well, you're going to be looking a lot at the MX-9, the Fennec, maybe even some Bison here and there. So I'm pretty excited for it. Definitely a challenging map where teamwork is a very driven strength to have here. And again, ARP represented that team strength way better than Mayhem did in that first match.
Yep, looks like both the teams going to play very, very slow off the start. Jesus Saves, maybe a little COD timing, wasn't able to spot Little B up top right there. It is going to be Leon finding first blood onto Zia, and that's, if you're Mayhem, exactly what you're looking for right now, especially on the defensive side. That's going to slow things down a whole lot more for ARP, who themselves still trying to find that first blood, and obviously multiple snipers in play. Leon gonna be lurking, able to find another one in Little B, not in the right spot right there, just like that. ARP gonna be even things up, 3-3 right here. Pepe, Pengi, and Mago still alive, and Leon, like we mentioned, finding those first 2 kills for Mayhem. He's kind of lurking over on the side right here, hoping he catches somebody off guard. Pepe and Pengi both about to round that corner in that little downstairs room. Mago up in the top side with a sniper. Neither teammate getting much, but Leon's able to find one, and it looks like he'll be able to get away with his life as well. Once again, big plays coming out of him off the start.
I don't know if Space is just playing sounds right now, but he was definitely just chilling top building there for a minute. Again, might have been listening for the bomb plant or any rotations, but it is just going to be Pepe left alive in a 1 versus 3. He finds Leon. Space is rotating over, might be able to find the kill. He's going to get it. Pepe did find the second kill onto Tectonic. Gotta say, not a huge fan of the shorty. You know, it was kind of fun and cool when it came out, but I am just so tired of seeing it, if you want me to be honest with you. It is unbelievably strong for a secondary, and I'm just so tired of COD deciding that shotguns need to be secondaries. Like, that's my whole Cold War experience, right? Go on a kill streak, and then get street sweepered by some kid in the corner.
Yeah.
It's so painful.
Tectonic trying to retreat, Pengy on the aggressive, but Tectonic's got a shorty, so you know it's pretty much an equal fight right now. Even though the opposing player has an SMG in hand, it's gonna actually get shut down by Awaken right there. The shorty actually did get a nerf, but at the same time, it's still a secondary that's gonna pretty much always one tap within 5 meters, so that in and of itself going to make it significantly more useful than just about any other secondary. We'll see if any other nerfs. People were mad that I thought that it needed a nerf, which I found amusing. I'm assuming anybody that was mad about that just hadn't watched any competitive over the last like month and a half.
That thing was a pocket sniper rifle. It was unreal.
Yeah, it's gonna be man advantage for Mayhem again. Space rocking the, I'm assuming that's the M67 AMAX, which we've really not seen many people capitalize on, but I have gone against him using that, and it is
He's
not
been using it for
fun.
a couple updates
Yeah,
now.
it
He's
is
good
not
with it.
fun to go against whenever he's using it. So we'll see if he can find something right here. Really a true DMR that is extremely strong. It is going to be ARP. Find another frag. Mago kind of lurking on the inside, right next to Zia. Tectonic right up in that corner, and once again, he's got the shorty ready to find the kill, and he is going to get it. Another big one, but Jesus Saves can be able to get the trade. Running out of time right now as they've only got 17 seconds, especially with Space up top right here. It is not going to be easy at all for them to get the plant, and that will likely seal the deal, as he doesn't really have any reason to peek anything. Leon's going to be able to win the gunfight anyway. Mayhem taking the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Mayhem with a good start here in Search and Destroy. And, you know, I think that AMAX works out really well for Space as a strong sniper who has made the transition to phone. It's a gun that is actually very consistent at range, right? Like, I mean, it's a very sniper-esque weapon despite not being a sniper to that degree, as well as I've seen him honestly dumpster some kids up close with it as well. But you know, overall, you can't discredit how good Space is of a player overall, right? Especially with the speed and cleanliness of his transition from iPad to phone. So it is a big round for ARP, though. We did have a first blood onto Leon. Make it 2 as Pengy finds Little B as well. They now have the 5 versus 3 advantage. Zia might be looking for Space. Never mind. Zia does not have a sniper. I forgot, but
yeah,
definitely still possible. Oh my goodness, Space is just so nasty with it.
Gosh, it's just, yeah, and like I said, I played against him when he, because at that point in time, I was trying to use the M67 AMAX as well. I was like, oh, nobody else is gonna use this, and then Space pulled it out, and I didn't get a single kill on him the entire map. I was like, all right, I'm putting it away. This is not very fun. He's gonna find a huge frag for Mayhem. The plant is gonna go down over onto B. And that's going to put pressure onto Mayhem right now, as they are going to need to find 4 frags and a defuse. Obviously, the shorties going to make it very, very difficult for them to do that. And I believe we get the enemy insight notification right there. It looks like Awaken's getting the ninja defuse, and that is exactly what I didn't see how it happened, but he made it look like nothing, and that's going to be a 3-0 lead for Mayhem.
Oh man, ARP, you gotta win those ones. You gotta pick on Little B and Leon in the first like 10 seconds of the round. That's a bit unfortunate. And Jesus Saves with another opening pick. This time it's on Space, who opted to push up a little bit more, but Tectonic, again, another big sniping talent on the side of Mayhem, gonna find the return. Leon finds Pengy, Awaken finds Mago, and that is gonna be a big swing in favor of Mayhem, who are now in a 4 versus 2. But Pepe, shorty in hand, is going to find 1. Awaken with the refrag. It's now Zia left alone against Awaken, Lil B, and Leon, and not a favorable position to be in for sure.
Right now it is the sniper shorty battle with a hint of M67 AMAX. That is pretty much, I would say probably like 75% of the kills is one of those two. These two teams going back and forth with it right now, but Mayhem, pretty convincing lead as they go up 4-0. Like we mentioned, this has been their go-to mode, and Tectonic gonna find first blood once again. It'll be right around the corner. I think he saw Zia hop in right there. Not gonna quite be able to get the frag, Little bit trying to get away, but it's going to be Zia spotted out by Leon, and maybe a little bit of body shooting. It's going to be a 4-man standing at the end for Mayhem, as they're currently dominating in this search and destroy.
Yeah, it's not even looking close at this point. 5-0 lead for Mayhem, and I've said time and time again that they are arguably the best search and destroy team in North America. We have seen them go back and forth in the past with Arsenal, now Xplicit. So I think it's not. I don't think it's like a single, like, yeah, they're the best, but they're definitely up there. And Xplicit is a very good search team too. ARP, again, the teamwork for them in respawns, the rotations, the quarters they hold for each other is absolutely phenomenal. But right now, this is all Mayhem, and it's now a 5 versus 1 Zia. The last member alive of ARP. I don't realistically feel like the 1v5 clutch in the next 35 seconds is doable.
I mean, based on the fact that he has 0 kills so far through the first 5 rounds, seems pretty unlikely. He does find his first kill, so fortunately for him, he will not be ridiculed by chat for the goose egg, but Tectonic is right there around the corner. No surprise, he's got a shorty in hand, finishes with 9 kills in a 6-round game, and it's Mayhem taking that one pretty easily.
Yeah, Mayhem coming through with a clean victory there. That was an incredibly close hard point to follow up with a 6-0 search and destroy lead. Obviously, again, you cannot ever count Mayhem out, no matter how bad they play at any given day. If you pop into with them in search and destroy, it's not going to be a fun time. And you know, as close as that first match was, I'm looking forward to see how ARP bounces back from that one, because a lot of the thing in a best of 5 series is that mental game, and you're now in a pinch. You lost the incredibly close hard point. You come through, get swept in search and destroy. You've got to keep that positive mentality. You've got to keep pushing forward. You've shown us what you can do in respawns. Come into the domination and put your foot down, turn things around, push us into a game 4, and draw out our night a little bit. Like, we really want these to be good matches, right? Like, we're here to cheer for the action. And, again, if the domination is as good as that hardpoint was, I don't even know if I'll be mad if it's over in 3-0. I would like to see it go further, but finish us out with a good game at least.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to come down to the start. It seems like for Mayhem, what determines whether or not they're able to win a respawn is how they start. A lot of times, especially when they just get smoked in a hard point, it's because they come out super flat, they lose a bunch of gunfights, they allow the other team to start to snowball, and then after that they have a tough time reining things back in. So if ARP can come out super on fire in the domination, if they can win a bunch of those early gunfights, maybe get a double cap off the start, there's a really good potential that they can maybe make something happen. It would probably be more in their favor if this domination was going to be on a map like Hackney Yard or Crossfire, where you can snowball things a little bit more with a strong side. Firing range, I would say, is the most balanced domination map in this game, so it's going to be a lot tougher for them to do, but if they're able to play things correctly, there's always going to be a chance.
Yeah, definitely a big possibility as we move forward in the series. I'm not picking sides, but I'm definitely cheering ARP here. I don't feel bad about saying it either. Push us to a game 4, maybe even a game 5. I'm all about down to the wire for these semifinals, just so we can see, what team is really putting that effort in, who can last in the long game. Because should we go to finals with either of these teams, right? Like a best of 7 up against either Tribe or Xplicit is a long series one way or another. I mean, that's 4 to win. That spells for a long night very, very quickly. And again, not sure why Nero isn't here. I'd love to see him here for...
I see him in chat.
I see him in chat too. He's a key factor for them in their respawns. So not having him here, I think, is probably a large portion of why that hard point was as close as it was. But either way, I'm ready for it. ARP, show us what you got. Pushed us to a game 4.
Yeah, and I think especially in the in the domination, Nero plays a really big role as well. Just his ability to time those flag caps whenever his team needs it. Because especially on firing range, it is so easy to get a flip just like that. So many different angles you can play, so many choke points. Having a really good OBJ player is super, super crucial here. And it's not like one of those Hackney yards where it's go to this spot. If you're in this spot, you're going to win the majority of the gunfights, and you win if you have strong side in the second half. It's very, very different and much more strategic. So having him absent could play a big role. You got to keep in mind, I feel like there's a pretty good chance that Space pulls out the M67 AMAX here as well. There's just so many long angles, and obviously most players are not going to respawn snipe just because of the big nerf that we have gotten onto snipers. But with how strong the M67 AMAX is and the range at which you can get a 2-tap onto somebody, I feel like it's going to have a lot of utility here.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking for it. And does look like we have all of our players readied up. We should be getting ready to jump into the lobby here soon. But look. You ask and you shall receive, Bobby.
What timing?
Yeah. So, firing range, absolutely no unfamiliar territory to either of these teams. It's something that's been in the competitive scene across multiple seasons, multiple games as well. So, I mean, it's a fan favorite. That's why you guys keep seeing it return in different variations of Black Ops and even here now in COD Mobile. So, definitely a fun one.
Yep, Space rocking the Holger off the start, trying to find something. It's going to be Jesus saves with first blood. Awaken able to find a trade. Little B finds another as well. It's going to be ARP actually spawning bottom side, and Pangy barely staying alive right there. Slide peeks the corner. Not able to get the kill quite yet, and slow ADS time not going to matter. Tectonic able to get the trade right there, and is going to be as expected. One team with A, one team with the C. Nade's going over top. Lots and lots of Holgers still in play. Maybe, no, not 5-man Holger, as Tectonic does have the PP-19 in hand. Taking a look at ARP, a little bit more diversity. Well, I take it back. No, it's the same amount of diversity as Zia is the only player not using the Holger on that team, and he is currently rocking the Fennec.
Yeah, Fennec's still a gun that is very, very viable in the current meta. The time to kill at a close range is just absolutely phenomenal. Space getting a lot of shots through the wall, is going to end up finishing off the Jesus safe there. He's going to get concussed, and I gotta say, out of all of the buffs and the nerfs and all the things that have happened, why have concussions not been toned back just a little bit here, guys?
Fun fact, concussions actually did get slightly nerfed in the Season 6 update, but it wasn't enough to really make a difference. It was really, the only thing that they did is make it so that you can hip fire whenever you're concussed, and you can still basically be concussed for a span of like 15 minutes. So we'll see if we get any sort of changes to that in the future. I'm expecting big things for the Season 8 update. That is going to be the anniversary update, and I think there are a lot of balance changes that the Chinese version got that the global version did not get. Little B can be able to find one right there, not able to make it two. Pred missile coming on out. Space finds a double. That's going to be crucial, and we may finally see a B cap right here for Mayhem, but as I say it, they get shut down. It is a constant back and forth push, and with Mayhem spawning bottom side right here, things not looking good, as it is going to be ARP getting first control onto B.
Yeah, and that was a long time to not have any sort of B control, so you have to imagine it's going to be a difficult one to fight for the side of Mayhem. Does look like they're going to get the clear on C. Did have a double kill for Tectonic, Lil B picking up one, as well as Space picking up one. Zia going to rotate right into the hands of Space there. It is going to have him fall. And, well, gonna make it out alive, but B control still in favor of ARP, even with the feed very heavily in favor of Mayhem there. They weren't able to push up enough to get any progress started. Awaken is now sitting back trailer, and we might actually see Mayhem getting on B at this point. Space doing his best to fill the shoes of Nero. They're not easy shoes to fill. Oh, Leon, you gotta win that one, bud.
With ARP taking the lead, this seems like the perfect time to hop into a listening with ARP.
One more C, one more
Clean
C.
though. We gotta clean. We gotta clean, guys. Don't forget about cleaning.
I got
Don't
C, I
forget
got
about
C.
cleaning.
I'm holding.
Don't
I
forget
got
about
it.
cleaning.
I got Scorchy. I got Scorchy. I got Scorchy.
Save for next one.
No, save.
Save,
Yeah, I'm gonna save for next. I'm gonna save for
I got
next.
barrels. Watch your barrels. Watch your barrels. Barrels, yellow.
Nice. Let's get it, boys. Come on. Get this combo.
One more round. Same shit, bro.
Well, that listening didn't go quite as long as I expected it to, because ARP actually ended up getting the triple cap there at the end of the half, and as expected, looking really, really strong in the respawns right here. Taking a look at the KDs once again. It is Mayhem for the most part in the positive. Tectonic +4, Leon +6. Nobody worse than -3, but still, they've been able to hop on at the right times and able to build a pretty sizable lead right here. As it looks like they're going to already be able to push out and get some time. And actually, nearly had full progress onto B, but the perfect shutdown just in time. Awaken's going to find 2, and now a big opportunity for Mayhem. Day, you're muted, by the way.
In Discord, gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, my mic's not muted, but I don't know if you want. We could jump back into a listening with ARP since that got cut short. Or Mayhem, up to you.
Well, you know what? I want to see how it progresses a little bit, and then hop back into it. It's gonna be Jesus Saves winning a big one right there. And it's big cap going in once again. It's gonna be ARP now with a double cap, and as you say that, they're getting a lot of momentum. I think it is the time to hop back into a listening with ARP.
Nice shit, boys. Come on.
I got three. Come on, behind bottom takes. Pushing Braves, pushing he's pushing bro.
I know.
I got it.
Fighting, the
Barrels.
fighting, and he helping me, fighting.
Barrels, hey, stun out, barrels.
Smoke middle dead, smoke dead.
He's on my hey.
Yo, they got a sentry gun.
I got it.
Nice.
I got it. Yo, baby.
Got him.
Nice.
Come on. I need help.
I'm coming.
DP.
I'm watching A.
Let's go.
Go
Go see.
Stand back. Come on, get that.
Wow, an absolutely massive clear out right there for Pengi. They're able to secure the triple cap once again. And ARP in the respawns just looking so incredibly tough right now. Leon doing everything that he can. He is 28 and 15 right now. He's got a gravity vortex to work with. He's got complete control over here in wood, but just not able to find anything. Awaken's gonna find a whole lot of kills with the death machine, but not sure that it's going to be enough to actually get control anywhere, as ARP is just absolutely dominating.
Yeah, they are just 11 points away from picking up the win here. We're well beyond the point of triple cap territory. I don't think it's realistic to hold a triple cap for a solid 2 minutes for Mayhem. Pengi making good use of the grab spikes there, right in the doorway, nearly unavoidable, is going to pick up space. And even with the B cap coming through for Mayhem, they would need to find a C cap here, and they would need to hold A and C forever. But I don't see it happening, right? This is a great game for ARP. They turn things around in a big way. They're going to come through and push us into a game 4, and that is definitely what I was hoping to see.
Yeah, Mayhem.
Nothing malicious, of course, but
yeah.
Just don't want to see a 3-0 sweep in the semifinal.
Yeah, they've looked better in the respawns overall, and especially in the second half, they had the slaying power to back it up as well. So I think that was the main thing that hindered them in game number 1. They just couldn't get the kills to get those pushes. But wow, really dominant performance. And I mean, even look at the kill counter. There's not a massive gap. We do have Leon able to get 31 and 18, Tectonic 22 and 21, so not super positive. Like, nobody crazy in the negative. I think Mayhem actually might have been The better KD overall. Pepe went +7. I think they might have been pretty close to even, but the rotations, the timing, the control of those crucial points was just there for ARP. They made the plays when they needed to make them, and they were definitely the better player in that game, or the better team in that game of domination.
Yeah, absolutely were. And again, that's the big strength that ARP has, is while they play a lot and seemingly get burnt out a bit here and there, all that time dedicated together has clearly come through in a strong way for their teamwork. And they are a absolutely dangerous respawn team. I mean, their rotations are solid. The way they anchor spawns is always incredible. So I'm excited for this hardpoint. We could definitely see a game 5 here with ARP playing that way. And you know, again, if we do go to a game 5, I still, you know, don't see ARP winning. Like, the reality, just, you got to let it settle in at some point that NYSL is just a way better search and destroy team. But it's definitely still possible. So I don't want to count ARP out. They're looking good. They have one more game to win if they want to push us into a game 5. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely got to see some better rotations out of Mayhem in general.
And that's the thing about going up against a team that is that dominant in search and destroy, is if you let them take one respawn map off of you, it becomes exponentially more difficult for you to take the match. Whether it's a best of 3 or a best of 5, like if you give them a respawn, it just gets so difficult to win. So especially with Mayhem taking that game number 1, and it was not a blowout. It was crazy close. That last, honestly, the last 5 points on the hill probably lasted 30 seconds or something, because it was non-stop contest and came out as a 150 to 147. Also, I don't have your face cam, Dave, just FYI.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
So that was super close, but that does make life just so much more difficult for ARP, as Mayhem have really focused in on and specialized in that search and destroy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I was saying, you know, I don't see ARP winning the whole thing, but again, it can be quite often the mental game. So we'll see as we get rolling through a little bit further. And yeah, definitely big excited for this one. You know, moving into another respawn, I'm definitely looking forward to ARP putting their best foot forward. We're getting the teams switched on the sides, guys, and we'll be able to get you guys into the game as soon as we possibly can.
Yep, it is going to be a hard point on standoff, so obviously one of the usual go-tos, and I feel like it plays relatively similarly to Summit. I think there is a little bit more of like a long side flip, but somewhat similar to what we have in P2 to P3 on standoff. I think those are also two that both these teams have played pretty extensively. So I think it's going to come down to whether or not Mayhem's able to come out strong off the start. Like I said, there's a lot of times, especially in the hard point, that they come out flat and it just really carries through the rest of the match, where even if they do start to pick up that slaying power, it is just not enough because it's snowballed to the point where the other team has those score streaks and operators. There's not much they can do about it. ARP has shown that they're able to dominate in the respawns, especially there in the domination. Had a very good chance in the first game of Hardpoint as well. I think ultimately that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, definitely going to be the case. It does look like we're getting all of our players readied up. Only 1 or 2 more to go, and we'll get you guys into this Hardpoint. I know you guys are all excited for it as well. This is turning out to be a pretty spicy series, and I got to say, I'm pretty happy with it. So that is going to be us clicking on into the game. You definitely expect ARP to be coming through with a bit of a fiery performance here. They've been big in the respawns, and it's a lot of where Mayhem struggled. They did pull through together on Summit earlier, but it's by no means a easy matchup for either of these teams.
We are starting to see some of those MX9s come out. I anticipate that probably, maybe not by the end of the season, but sometime soon, we'll probably see that becoming more and more of the close range meta, is currently it is the strongest in the close range out of all the SMGs. Awaken still sticking with the LMG, and this is a good sign for Mayhem off the start. A lot of kills in the feed for them. I believe that's 4 in a row, trying to pre-fire through the smoke with the shotgun. Space finding one, Tectonic finds another. Awaken on the inside with the shorty in hand, and teammate able to back him up right there, saving him from the push. A lot of time going in right here for Mayhem, and a lot of map control as well that should set them up well for P2.
Yep, definitely looking to be the case. Tectonic coming in the feed with the holder there. Definitely a viable weapon for this particular map. While there is a lot of short range, you know, we've talked about this map in the past being very good for shotguns. There's also a lot of long range potential, specifically looking at the likes of Street. You know, if you're in the top of Blue, top of Bakery, whatever it may be, you can definitely pick off some people at range from there. And have extra versatility where a sniper doesn't necessarily always bring that to the table. So we do have Jesus Saves top Bakery right now. Does pick up one. He's looking for a kill on the space too. He's gonna find it. And it looks like ARP are gonna make the break they need, but Mayhem are not giving up. They're pushing in. Awaken finds Mago. Tectonic is gonna get beamed. Jesus on a nasty head glitch on the green dumpster there, climbing up behind. And it looks like ARP are gonna maintain control for right now.
Yeah, things looking pretty even, and it's going to be Leon winning the gunfight over on that third hardpoint rotation of Blue setup. Mayhem looking a lot more disciplined on these rotations than they were in the first matchup, as there are a lot of situations where they were either late or not able to get the hold very well. Leon looking clean around the corner there as well. It's going to be 7 kills on the board for him, and they have complete control on the setup right here. They got a sentry gun, all 5 of their players ready to go, and nobody really in a good spot right now. If you are ARP, one player looking like they might sneak their way up in. It's going to be Mago with the grab spikes to find the kill, but he's going to immediately get shut down. Leon back in the top side as well. I anticipate PP19 going to be making a lot more appearances with the Holger getting nerfed as hard as it did, and right now NYSL looking pretty solid here on P3. Oh, and Leon with a clean double. Can he make it a triple, maybe a quad? He makes it a quad. What a play right there. Absolutely shredding through this ARP team.
Yeah, definitely a lot of opportunity where ARP could still turn this in their favor. Does look like we have Awaken trying to get some scrap time here at the end. Again, a lot of the players from NYSL trying to step up and fill the role that Nero plays. Again, he was their team appointed MVP, and for good reason. He's been popping off like crazy the past couple of weeks. For seasons now, he has been their main OBJ player, their main anchor. Really a player that keeps the team together in a big way. And is going to be a big death machine use from Jesus Saves there. Does pick up the double and the major assist. And this is a big opportunity where ARP can pick themselves up some points. They can't quite tie the game up, but they can definitely make it a much closer race.
Yeah, Pepe, we saw right there, was basically a one-man wrecking crew. Just pushed his way all the way through into the hard point. Z in the top side is going to find 1. Can't make it 2. Tectonic pulling out the death machine, and he is running through this ARP team right now all the way out to boxes, and he's going to be able to pre-fire away. Jesus Saves hitting a huge shot to save his teammates right there. But it's going to be a Goliath coming on in for Awaken. He's got a sentry he can work with as well. And things starting to look grim for ARP. It's going to be Awaken finding another. The entire kill feed going on over to Mayhem. They've got control on P1 as well. The body shooting going to ensue. And only 23 more points needed for them to be able to close this out.
Yeah, body shooting definitely ensuing, but I gotta say it is something that has been going on in this matchup. So definitely a fun one between these two teams. Right now it is Mayhem with a pretty sizable lead. They're looking to try to close it out, but the break comes through for ARP. Again, not over until it's over. We saw how close that first hard point was. Ooh, Jesus Saves. He gets the concuss onto Leon. He does know where he's at for the most part, but Leon pushing through gas is going to pick up the kill. He's looking to anchor spawns for the team. Jesus Saves does get another farm spawn there.
Yeah,
But,
a lot of kills in the feed for Mayhem right now, and this could be their opportunity. They can't close it out quite right here. They're going to be a few seconds short. I think realizing that, they're going to go ahead and push out for next right here. So you can see, obviously, ARP going to take a little bit of that scrap time, but they know the main objective has got to be P2 right here. And with Leon Gravity Vortex in hand, it is going to be super tough to push in. Obviously, closing out any type of entry point. The concussion nade going to come on in. Leon with 20 on the board right now is Mayhem winning the slaying battle pretty significantly. Awaken 24-8, and that is going to be a sentry gun for the most part going to waste. It's going to be Leon getting the kill and destroying the sentry gun at the same time. The pre-fire through the doorway. It's Pangy not quite in time. Mayhem takes the win in game number 4, 150-82, and they will advance to your Mobile Mayhem Summer Season Finals.
Yeah, and again, I think this is the outcome most people probably expected, but I definitely got to say, ARP, they came and really put their foot forward in that first hardpoint on Summit, as well as obviously in the Domination, as they were able to turn things around there. But it is going to be the 3-1 win going over to Mayhem. They'll move on to face the winner of our second semifinal match in the finals, which will be on Thursday. And I'm pretty excited for it. I mean, I think your fan favorites is probably going to be Tribe, right? The way they bounced back against Mayhem last week was pretty big, but they are also going up against Xplicit, and sometimes teams just have that kryptonite team, right? Sometimes teams just have that one team that even if you're the best all season long, you have that one team that you struggle really hard against, and that could potentially be Xplicit. I mean, it's unsure. You know, because obviously there's so many different variables on, you know, what went on in the Arsenal Tribe game versus the Tribe Mayhem game. Again, Tectonic not being there is a huge factor. But, you know, we're here tonight without Nero, and I think that's just as big as a factor on just a different spectrum, right? So hopefully we'll have him return for finals if, you know, whether it's Xplicit or whether it's Tribe, doesn't matter who it is, because I think he's a pretty important piece of the NYSL puzzle here.
Yep, definitely excited to watch that Thursday matchup. Like, you always hope that you get full rosters for both teams whenever it comes to the finals, especially. So obviously Bolu is injured, but I think we've reached the point where that's not really hampering his performance all that much. We saw him like just completely carry Tribe and Hardpoint against NYSL. So I think even though he's not necessarily able to put in quite as much time as he would like to, he's talked about this on Twitter, he's able to play, but not to the extent that he would like to, as after 5 or 6 games, his hand and arm do start hurting. So he's a little bit limited in the amount that he can practice, but the instincts and the aim are still there, and that's paying off for him big time. Expecting more than likely to see him in that matchup on Thursday. But we do have another matchup happening right now. I mean, I am making an assumption. It's not guaranteed that Tribe's going to go up against Mayhem, but they're without a doubt the favorites in this matchup.
Yeah, definitely got to agree with you there. So we'll see as things move on. I don't even know if we know who the starting lineup for either of these two teams in the lobby yet, and that's a pretty big factor, right? I mean, Bolu, again, it sounds like in the long game may not fully be there to the extent that we would, you know, hope to see him. But you know, unfortunately, when you break your arm and you're trying to play a video game, that's a pretty big factor, you know. So obviously, we're all wishing him well, and you know, good luck in the games to both of these teams.
Yep. Waiting on our players to get loaded in, we will go ahead and take a look at our maps and bans before the matchup. So obviously it is going to be Tribe Gaming versus Xplicit. Tribe banning the Annihilator and Takeoff. Xplicit banning Crossfire and the Sparrow. So fortunately, we are not going to have to watch Domination on either Hackney Yard or Crossfire. That's always a good sign. It's going to be Summit Hardpoint for game number 1. Raid Search and Destroy for game number 2, Standoff Domination for game 3. If we go to a game 4, it will be Firing Range Hardpoint, And if we go to a game 5, Hackney Yard, Search and Destroy. Day, how are you expecting the maps to be split in this matchup?
I mean, that'll honestly probably depend on what the two lineups are. Because right now I'm looking and we got Coach Image in the lobby, right?
Yep.
Look, Image is awesome, right? I love Sausage Man. Pretty awesome. Good
Did you
guy.
just call him Sausage Man?
Yeah, you'd have to watch the stream to understand. But
Okay.
yeah, so anyway, Image in the past has actually been pretty solid in Search and Destroy, and again, I think that might be partially to just a little different play style that a lot of the pro players are used to. He plays very slow and around the outside of the map, and that has in the past actually given it was Nova at the time, but there are a couple Nova members on this roster that has actually given them an edge in the past. So I gotta say, it's not a horrible coach to have to be able to sub in if he is even officially on the roster. I don't know if that's even the case, but you know, obviously we're going to be looking at the likes of Ban, Parrish, Childs, who's been kind of their key sniper this season so far, and I think a lot of people would lean Tribe just based on how many changes Xplicit have gone through in the past couple weeks. Still probably working some kinks out. And again, last week, Tribe looked fantastic. But still anybody's game. You know, I could absolutely see a world where Xplicit does come through with the win here, even with both teams starting rosters. And I believe actually Saxy, Band, and Parrish former teammates as well. So maybe a little bit of spiciness there. So.
Yep, it looks like pretty good variety for this Xplicit roster. Obviously, you have Saxy, so you got a former NYSL player who is also a former Nova player. You got Asta, a former Arsenal player, obviously Solo, one of the few remaining Xplicit players that has been here since the beginning of the season. Waiting for the rest of the roster to get loaded in. B said Day he's not on the roster. Who are you referring to, B?
Probably Image.
Okay. Well, then he is probably here to just invite the rest of the team.
Could be. Could definitely be the case.
It looks like everybody in chat is in on the Sausage Man meme besides me.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Sometimes that's just the case.
It's the way of the road.
He doesn't like stream during Bobby hours, you know?
Yeah. Does he stream like late at night?
Yeah, pretty late in the evening for you.
Makes sense. Gotta do what you gotta do. Oh yeah, we have community votes for the players of the split. Thank you for the reminder, admins. We'll run through that real quick. So our community winners. This is what you guys voted on and decided as far as our marksman of the split, rookie of the split, and MVP of the split. We'll start it out with the sniper. In second place, coming in at 20.9% of the votes, it's going to be Jesus Saves You of ARP. I feel like well-deserved right there. Coming in first place with a whopping 53.5% of the votes, we got Little B. That is your marksman of the split for Summer Mobile Mayhem. Next up, we've got Rookie of the Split coming in second place with 14%. It's going to be Snipes. And that means an even more dominant percentage coming in for our number one. It's going to be Solo with 67.4% of the votes. Next up, we've got MVP coming in second place. Nero, 25.6%. And in first place with 51.2% of the votes is going to be Band of Tribe Gaming. Day, how you feel?
I mean, it's a pretty solid lineup to say. You know, I definitely think there's arguments for several different scenarios, right? Like that's there were so many good players on these top teams that it's hard to say. I think this is probably the first season I've casted where the community votes don't like literally have me scratching my head wondering if chat watches the same games. So yeah, you guys did pretty solid. You did pretty solid.
All right. Let's see. What, we might be having a requested roster change. I don't know what's entirely happening right there. Okay, do we have the results of the player voting? I think we had like a leak of the player voting link, so we might have to like redo it or something. Not 100% positive.
We could also do that on finals day, I think is what we usually do.
Yeah.
So we can give them a chance to redo theirs.
All right. Well, as of right now, we do have all 5 players loaded in for Tribe, and I would say this is pretty much the expected roster for them. Parrish, Envy. We are missing Chelds. Chelds is not here, so that could be significant, especially in the search and destroy. Parrish, Envy, Band, Bolu, and Marshy is going to be the starting roster for Tribe. Currently for Xplicit, we have Solo, Asta, Blur, and Sexy, and currently waiting on their 5th player.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely gotta say Child's being gone or MIA currently could definitely be a factor. But I don't know. Bolu played phenomenal these past couple weeks as well. Obviously, you touched a little bit on kind of the length of how far this series goes will depend on a lot of things because, again, he's said that he's been struggling with keeping up those performances. So I think that's really important, especially if you're Xplicit, right? Like, if you're Xplicit, I think at this point, you got to be looking for the absolute long game win here because Tribe is not a pushover team by any definition of the words.
Definitely. Apparently, currently the 5th for Xplicit. Oh, he just got into the lobby. Perfect. I was really worried that we were going to have a 4v5 in semifinals, and that would have been just absolutely terrible. But we got all of our players here.
The fastest 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Or did I read that wrong?
No, it said he has 4 minutes until they get a DQ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say that was not 4 minutes happened, but that makes sense. I read it wrong.
All right. Well, we will go ahead and get started whenever our players are ready up. In the meantime, I will continue to download the skins that I haven't downloaded because I get to do that after every update. My favorite thing.
Happens to the best of us. I had to do it earlier for EU as well.
Why is Bobby holding a screwdriver? Because I like messing, like I enjoy having something in my hands at all times, and if I don't have something in my hands, then I just touch my beard like the entire time. So it's better for me to just fling a screwdriver around than for me to mess with my beard the entire time.
That's understandable. I
Yep.
do the same thing, so.
There you go, chat. Now you know.
Well, it does look like we've got all of our players readied up, so hopefully we'll be jumping into the game here. So, look at that. The admins are just on top of it today.
You love to see it.
Definitely going to be an exciting matchup between these two teams. We're going to have the winner of this series go on to face NYSL Mayhem in the finals. And that is another one of the just phenomenal teams that, like any other team, has some things to work on in the teamwork department. I don't think they should have been as close in that first matchup, but that's neither here nor there because we are into Xplicit versus Tribe. Essentially, this Xplicit roster, the last few times we saw these teams face off, was able to come through with a victory over Tribe, so we'll have to see if they can have a repeat. They do have the pickup of Solo and Snipes.
Target down.
As well as they're playing with Asta, who I was under the impression had quit the competitive scene. So that's
Yeah,
a little-
I thought that I had seen a tweet about that as well, but I could have very well been mistaken. Regardless, pretty
I don't
solid
think you're
start right
mistaken, I
here
just think he changed his
for
mind.
Xplicit, as they're able to get 28 points on P1. Tribe finally able to get the break on in. As expected, more of the MX9 coming into play. It is in the slaying department. Xplicit looking pretty solid, but Snipes, it seems, maybe in a little bit of a precarious position. He may have had to pull off the side of the road and is currently playing in his car. Not 100% positive on that one. Not really sure how Snipes didn't see Bolu right there, but it's going to be 2 free kills for Bolu, and it's Tribe set up over on P3 right here. Marshy playing that OBJ for his team. Bolu gonna find one onto Snipes as well, and that feed starting to look more and more blue. But as I say that, it's going to be Xplicit filling up the feed and getting a big break.
Yeah, they absolutely have. They have a slight lead right now, and we know Tribe historically are a team that does better the longer a series goes on. So I think that's a pretty important factor to make note of. And we may see things change as the night goes on. And again, sometimes you just have that kryptonite. That could be Xplicit against Tribe here. Saxy is going to get gunned down by Van there. That is going to be a rebreak for Tribe right at the tail end of that hardpoint. Xplicit, they are also set up for next, and Saxy is actually rotating behind Tribe right now. He did get bad spawn, but it's going to help him out as he picks up the kill on Marshy. Definitely a big one to pull through there. And it's looking like AR, they might be able to pull themselves a lead here once again.
Yep, it's Blur set up on the hard point right here. 11 on the board for him, and he is looking really, really good. Obviously, the Holger getting a little bit of a nerf, but it's not hurting him too much right now. Snipes, I believe, the only player in the negative for Xplicit at 2 and 9, but the rest of the team really picking up the slack. Asta 11 and 5, Blur 13 and 6. He's gonna have a sentry gun and a drone to work with as well, and they are really building on this lead right now, as Envy and Parrish both struggling pretty significantly off the start for Tribe.
Yeah, they definitely have been. It's a 40+ point lead now for the side of Xplicit. Definitely have to expect that they're looking for a win here. They're a team that puts in the work, right? Like, that's one of the things that I've talked to Jingo about in the past, who we actually don't have playing for them here today, and that's a little bit unfortunate in my opinion, but you know, it is what it is. You gotta make do with what you got.
Yeah.
And they're making it work right now.
Yeah, Xplicit just across the board just winning the majority of the gunfights. You look, they got multiple players that are pretty close to, if not at, double positive. Marshy gonna get gunned off a death machine right there, and it's just gunfight after gunfight. Even with that nerfed Fennec, you see Blur hopping onto the hard point. He's got a Goliath in his control and pretty good amount of HP to work with as well, just absolutely farming the kills. Tribe trying to push through the backside, and Bolu gets a lot of damage, but the death machine going to drop off as well. They're finally able to clear it out. 100% what Tribe needed, but it's still Xplicit in control of the hard point right here, and only about 20 points away from getting the win.
Yeah, they're in an absolutely phenomenal spot, and you definitely, you know, again, you expect big things out of this team. This is not a pushover team by any definition of the word, and it's definitely a team that I've been proud of. I slept on them early on. I learned very quickly to eat my words, and you know, here they are in the semifinals, pushing on in.
And right now, if you're Snipes, you have got to win that gunfight. You are pre-ADS on a window. Somebody jumps out, still guns you. Obviously, there's a little bit of leeway, but that's just one of those where you got to make it happen. And it looks like Xplicit gonna come through with a dominant game one right here, 150 to 63 against a Tribe team that does not lose a whole lot of hard points.
No, definitely not. And like I said, you know, so far Arsenal/Xplicit has seemingly been the kryptonite to Tribe, and it's coming through and proving itself a little bit here. I'm definitely proud of both these teams coming through. Is a great performance. Again, Tribe, they tend to be a team that has a really strong late game, so that's something you can never count out. I mean, we've seen time and time again where Tribe has been able to reverse sweep teams, and I think that's a big factor, especially when you start talking about that mental game. You start talking about how teams handle being in a best of 5 in that round 5 in round 11 of Search and Destroy, whatever it may be. So
I see people in
Definitely.
chat saying, oh, they can't lose to Xplicit. Xplicit's bad. If you think that Xplicit's bad, then you just haven't watched any Mobile Mayhem in the last month. Like, this is a very solid team. This isn't the Xplicit that we saw at the start of the season. This is the merge of Xplicit and Arsenal. Solo was the one player on Xplicit that was really frying, and he's still completely frying for them. So, obviously, that is not the performance that we typically see out of Tribe. But you absolutely cannot take anything away from Xplicit, especially given the fact that they did have a 2-0 match against Tribe earlier in the season.
it was before the merger, so that was still like the Arsenal roster, but this is largely still the Arsenal roster with some additional players coming in. So it's definitely a strong team. You can't sleep on Emali, you can't sleep on Jingo, Solo. Even Snipes from Xplicit was always a really strong player in my opinion as well, and definitely got to give them credit where credit is due. So huge game for AR. They open up. They've found themselves a slight lead so far. It's still, obviously, as we've mentioned before, anybody's game. Tribe are really good in the long run, and with this being a best of 5, even if they do go down the first 2, it could still very much go any which direction.
Yeah. I saw somebody in the chat say, tell Band, stop using the MX-9, the Fennec's better. Fun fact, the Fennec got nerfed into the ground earlier today, so the MX-9 is actually better in pretty much every scenario. I anticipate that's a gun that we'll probably see the majority of these teams using, especially on maps like Standoff and Summit. Especially, it does take a certain amount of time to get adjusted to those buffs and nerfs, so most of these players will stick to comfort guns that they've used for the past couple seasons, like the Holger. And the Holger is actually still really good. It's not quite as good with the LMG build, but still very strong for an AR build, as they gave significant buffs to the AR, or the 35 and 30 round magazines. So I'm expecting that might potentially change, but also just 100 rounds, fast time to kill. You still can't really go wrong with it. Oh, also apparently it's Snipes' birthday. So happy birthday, Snipes. Can we get a Feels birthday man in the chat?
Yeah, definitely still seeing a lot of people use the Holger, in my opinion, just due to the kind of, this is the gun we've been using for the past X months. So this is what we're comfortable with, and that's okay. But I definitely feel like we're gonna see the meta evolve a little bit here in the near future on that front specifically. And I'm hoping for another really good series out of these two teams. ARP and Mayhem, they brought us a really good series, and yeah, I really just don't want to see a 3-0 sweep no matter who it goes to.
Yeah, we have most of our players readied up and good to go, so we should be hopping into this momentarily, and it looks like we are. It is going to be raid, search, and destroy. Just a little bit of information for those of you who do plan on watching the rest of the Stage 4 action. Apparently, Stage 4 is going to be played on the esports client that Masters was played on, and that client is going to remain on the Season 6 balance patch. So whenever you're watching those games, keep in mind, majority of those players are probably still going to be using the Fennec and the Holger as their two primary weapons, and apparently an Xplicit player could not connect. So we are going to go ahead and re-queue into the lobby.
Yeah, we'll get you guys in as soon as we can. Sometimes things just happen, right? Technology's great until it's not. Definitely still got some games on the table for you guys, as well as this is a big deciding factor in who's going to go on into the grand finals and play off against Mayhem, as well as who is going to be up against ARP in the third place matchups. So a lot on the line for this. There's a lot of money on the table still as well to go with the bragging rights.
Sorry. Yeah, I was stuck on the winter screen as well. You are not the only one. All right, now we're out, so we should be good to hop back into it pretty soon.
Yeah, like I said, we'll get you guys in the game as soon as we possibly can here. And, yeah, definitely should be a good time. Tribe, they're down a game, but they have looked good in the long run over a lot of teams in the past. But Xplicit is a very strong team as well, that the majority of this roster, the last time they faced off against Tribe, was able to come through with the win. So can they have the repeat performance is the real question here. I gotta say, they've got the talent to do it. It's just a matter of keeping that mental game strong.
Yep, we just waiting to hop back into this. I was gonna say something, maybe I was reminded of it by people saying happy birthday to Snipes.
We do need to get some more listening action. If you
True.
want to be reminded of something. I also forgot. Don't not just
We
on
will
you.
do that in the Domination.
Fantastic.
Oh, I remember what I was thinking. I think part of the reason Tribe might be struggling right now is I think they're currently still in the process of getting used to their Sony Xperia 1 Mark IIIs. So that could be a little bit of variation, especially with the majority of Xplicit not playing in Stage 4 as far as I'm aware. Snipes and Solo might be. I'm not sure that Solo is actually on the Stage 4 roster. Like 90% sure that he is, but like I said, not 100% positive. So maybe those two on it, but the other players probably just sticking with the devices that they've been used to. So could be an explanation for a little bit of it. Could just be a slow start. We'll have to wait and see, as we are almost good to go for game number 2 in our final match of the night. We are also going to have finals and our third place game on Thursday night. I know that EU has finals and third place as well, and if Stamina actually plays, it's going to be Stamina versus Oxygen. So I might watch party that one and then hit him with the raid for the finals one, because that's going to be really fun to watch.
Well,
If it
that'll
happens.
be depending on if Stamina
Yeah.
plays. I had an Inferno obviously on the spawn earlier, and he was saying he doesn't think that the team is in a mental state to play right now, and I totally get it. So hopefully they're able to pull through together. Hopefully on that front, COD is able to go through with their investigation, whatever they need to do, and maybe get them in a little bit more of a we're here to play state.
Admins, are we waiting on anything in particular?
Probably that statement right there.
Well, that statement was made like 3 minutes ago.
We've got typing going on.
I have no idea with that situation. Oh, we're just waiting on B.
Yeah, we're waiting on.
Oh
an
no,
A
I'm
thing.
talking about getting the game started.
Yeah, we're here. We're ready.
Wait,
Normally you're smashing that start.
wait, did the
button.
game
Hello? What's
start
going on?
and we're not in it? It
Oh,
started?
Yeah. Oh well, we're not in it. Hello. Like a long time ago. Yikes.
Did you not notice that we weren't casting it?
Yeah.
Let me see if
So
I
what do we
can
do?
spectate. Like, oh, I don't even have any of them added. Can I pause? I don't think that you can.
We might be able to, but that doesn't help us get it on screen.
Yeah.
Bobby and I are sitting here looking at the lobby with everybody readied up. That's our concern.
I'm currently scrolling through my friend request to see if I have any from one of these players.
I wonder if I can, because I have a couple of them. I think.
Well,
No, it's not letting me spectate either. Off of them.
yeah, I think whenever they close out the spectator slots, it won't let you do that.
Interesting.
Anyway, we can yell at the players and tell them to stop playing. Yeah, I guess we can have Hello give us a play-by-play. It's 2-2. Can we have them back out and we play to 4?
That's an idea. But that would kind of mess up the that would kind of mess up the whole sides, yeah. 'Cause we'd be one more round for a team, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I could join a VC and ask if they're open to doing that.
Again. Or we could just wait till the 5 at this point and then switch sides. I do gotta ask, admins, how did you guys get through 4 rounds without realizing we weren't casting the game? I mean, it's not your guys' fault, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're not blaming you. Like, this is a technical end on the
do you want me to hop
side,
into
right?
VC?
Oh, B's not in the game
B's
either.
not in the game
B's not-
either. Do you want me to hop into a VC and ask them? I don't know. I don't know if that's allowed. Okay. Hey guys, thanks for joining the Bobby and Day show. The show where Bobby and Day talk about what life would be like if they were actually in the lobby watching COD Mobile. Like and subscribe for more action.
Speaking of the Bobby and Day show, we got to get you on the spawn sometime.
I can probably do it after finals on Thursday.
We could do that. I'm sure by then Zim's gonna want a break, right?
Probably.
You know, 'cause he'll be in with the teams during their most important match of the season. We'll check and see. We'll see what's going on that front.
All right, I'm gonna debate with chat right now. Somebody said Fennec #1 SMG, no doubt. There's actually no situation in which the Fennec will consistently outgun the MX9 because it got a minus 23% multiplier on the arms and legs, and it is next to impossible to not hit the arms whenever you are spraying somebody like face to face, just because it takes up so much of the upper torso. You can't even hit somebody in the stomach. It's negative multipliers for the stomach as well, so it has to be the chest and head. If you hit 3 headshots, it's actually a 6 tap. Or not 3 headshots. If you hit 3 arm shots, it's a 6 tap. If you hit between 1 and 2 arm shots, it's a 5 tap. If you hit all chest shots or all head shots, then it becomes a 4 tap, but that is pretty much next to impossible. They're saying to make it equal. What does that mean? Like 3-3? But worse.
I am just super confusion. Hello, you're gonna have to work with us here a little bit.
It's just gonna be, there's no like good way to do that. Thank you. Oh, and my face cam died. Very nice. Very nice. Restart the match for compensation. I don't think you understand what the word compensation means. That's Hawks Nest, though? Yes. Bobby and Hawks. Casting some COD Mobile action. Do you want me to join the VC so I can understand them?
It looks like they're gonna back the game.
Hello? Okay, so what's the move?
We're
So-
gonna kill ourselves twice,
Hey, what's
and
up,
then they
Bobby?
kill themselves 3 times. So,
Yeah, just
No, no,
get the
no.
score back the same,
Xplicit.
like where we left off at.
So Xplicit is saying you want to do a
okay,
redo
okay.
of the
We're
whole
not doing a
map, but
redo,
Travis
what the
saying you
fuck?
want to do like 3-3. No, I'm saying
not a
Xplicit.
redo. No.
I'm just saying. So
we're up 3-2. So they,
So everybody like kills themselves to get to a certain point in the match,
The
basically.
same
Yes.
story. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, that makes sense. So set it to the same settings and everything, and y'all just agree to kill yourselves at the beginning of the matches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. Is the Fen in blue side? Because we're
No,
the
no.
No,
No,
we'll
we're
still
in
be
the
the
same
same.
thing.
The sides will still be the same. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
yeah, this
So
says
y'all
no,
missed my
no
1v4, bro. Like, goddamn. I was like,
Okay,
dude.
gotcha.
Wait, Bobby, is B listening to this, right?
No,
The
she's
other
not.
VC?
I'll tell her.
Just tell the other
Okay.
team kill themselves 3 times, and we'll
Yeah.
kill ourselves 2 times, and then.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. Wait, so this is what
Oh.
you want to say it? I don't know.
Okay. So basically, what they want to do is we're still gonna set it up to the same number of rounds, but in order to make sure that you still get the same opportunity to play on whatever side you're on, nobody's gonna switch sides, and you're just gonna kill yourselves to make it to whatever the rounds need to be. So if it's 3-2 or whatever,
Okay. That works. That works.
I think 3-3.
and then we
No,
cast
it
the
was-
rest.
it was-
2-3 and then yeah.
So y'all fine with that?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Alright, okay. Right, we're good. Day, we're good.
No, wish Snipes a happy. Wait, did y'all wish Snipes a happy birthday?
Happy birthday, Snipes.
I already got
You
like
guys see
10
that?
kills.
So,
That's sad, bro. I already got like 10
Oh
kills.
yeah,
I'm going back to the broadcast VC.
Okay, we have our game plan now. Thumbs up. So we're gonna start it back with the same settings, and they have agreed to kill themselves the proper number of times so that we can watch the rest of the game.
Fantastic. Just the way I wanted it to go.
Do what?
That was a joke.
Oh, okay. Yes, Day is good. His face cam just turns off when I leave the VC because it's connected via Discord.
Yeah. What he said.
Hello, I think we should be good to start whenever.
Hopefully. I guess we're gonna find out.
Hopefully I get into the game. If you
Hey,
get into the
if at
game and we
least
don't
you
start
get in.
talking about it, then make sure to wait. Is Hello here? Wait, no, Hello's not here. Never mind.
We'll get you guys in as soon as we possibly can. Oh, and my face cam's off because. Okay, Hello's back.
Yeah, Hello, I think you can start whenever. And if we don't, if I
Tell us when you start.
It
so
says
we can
player in
tell
game,
you
but
if we're-
everyone out.
Oh, now
Maybe-
Hello's game is glitched. Fantastic.
Maybe
update.
maybe we're bugged and we need to leave the lobby and get invited back. New lobby? Okay, just make sure that Xplicit is on the top side.
The top. Yeah. I'm
Sheesh!
gonna go ahead and back up on out of this.
It's like 90 degrees in my room, chat.
It's a little toasty.
And still not hotter than it was when we were recording in the studio.
Also seems like a reasonable statement.
I made the mistake of wearing a polyester jacket / button up type thing, and it just held in all of the heat. So I was basically just living in a sauna for the first day.
Understandable.
Battle Pass 7's out.
Did you have a good time though?
I did. It was fun.
Yeah, there you go.
First studio cast. Yeah, a little bit.
All right, we got an
trolling.
invite. Let's go. Let's try this again.
All right, chat. We're almost there. One day.
It is kind of a shame that we don't get to spectate the first half of that match because a 3-3 is.
Yeah, apparently
that's
Bolu
some
had a
close Call of
1v4.
Duty. Oh, nice, nice,
Yep.
good to know.
Very nice. Bobby, get the screwdriver. Stop with the beard. Sorry, I got the screwdriver back. Don't worry.
What made you decide a screwdriver was what you were going for?
Oh, it was just sitting on my desk, so I picked it up. It made more sense than the fork that I ate my breakfast with. So we know if that happens again, we need to make sure we're in the game. Yes. If I don't make some comment about us hopping into the game, hello, then you can assume that we're not in the game.
Correct.
Who won game 2? Nobody yet.
Correct. We are still trying to get into game 2.
Y'all are a disaster, lol. Yeah, it's not really in our control. It's kind of Kadem's fault, but okay.
Yeah, that was certainly a Kata problem, not a Dave or Bobby problem. Move to Canada, Bobby, one of your viewers says.
I don't think I will. That doesn't sound like something. Oh, they're saying so that it's colder. Oh, okay. I appreciate the thought, Chad. It's less of a temperature in the region in which I'm living and more of a my office is not super well ventilated and it's upstairs, so it just stays hot all the time, even in the winter.
Seems like a good place to hang out in the winter, though.
Yeah. Okay, what happened to Xplicit? Where did they go? There they are.
I guess we're just gonna hang out and talk for the first 6 rounds then?
Yeah, we're gonna say, wow, what a well-played suicide grenade. Wait, there's a competitive MP scene? Yeah, apparently they are playing for $2 million. Who knew? Also, why is Tribe playing on Sony anyway? I think there's a $2 million tournament happening, if I'm not mistaken. That might be why.
Which requires them to play on the sponsored device.
So, feels like probably a good idea to practice on the device that you're going to use in the $2 million tournament.
There.
That's just my guess, though. We're waiting on one more person. Blur, I believe.
Indeed. Emailing.
I'll give a big shout out to everybody here for boosting my viewer hours while we wait for our players to get back in.
Guys, trust us. We want to watch just as much as you do, okay?
Why isn't Xplicit in stage 4? Well, Xplicit is, but this roster is not. Oh, do we have a substitution? I was about to say, what the heck? Have I ever been to Australia? I have not. I've been to the Philippines. I've been to Peru. I've been to Brighton in the UK.
Philippines is really nice.
Philippines is very nice, very beautiful. I've been to India and Cancun. I think that's all the places. Yep, that sounds right. So I've not been to Africa. I've not been to Australia. I think those are the 2 continents. Oh, and Antarctica, obviously.
Chat wants to know when Optic plays. I think you guys missed that by like 4 days.
When does Optic play?
I think you guys are a little behind on that one.
Wait, are we actually gonna 4v5? But they just had their play. I don't. Molly had an emergency. Oh, pain and suffering.
Yikes. Where's Jingo? Yo, hold on. See if I can get Jingo up in the house.
Is he online?
No.
Oh, okay. Well.
Oh man, that would be a rough way to see Xplicit go down.
Mm-hmm. Bobby 1v1 Noah. No, I'm good. Thank you though.
Noah's a real gamer. I can pick up a game and just look like he's been playing it for years.
Yeah.
Yikes,
That's what I tried to
and
tell my
the
chat, but
4v5
they don't believe me.
begun.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That match didn't count. Actually, chat, that match counted for 6 rounds in which these teams are going to suicide themselves until we get halfway through the game.
Where did I stay in the Philippines? I stayed in Puerto Princesa is the area. I'm trying to remember the name of the island. I can't remember it. Palawan. That was the name of it. There we go.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. What exciting content we have here.
Yo, sexy. Oh, thank you for the spray paint. That significantly added to my entertainment value. Cancun on 3. Going back to Cancun in... I don't know, whenever Thanksgiving is.
Cancun's quite nice as well. Big fan.
Ayo Solo and Sexy? Ayo Sexy? Ayo Sexy?
Don't worry, Marshy got it.
Marshy's boosting his stats.
Seems like a very Marshy thing to do.
Bobby plays has wasted 15 minutes of my life. False. COD Mobile has wasted 15 minutes of your life. I've done nothing.
Correct.
I am not in control. Alright, guys. Maybe we hurry it up a little bit with the suicides. You know? There we go.
Marshy picking up another kill on the Asta. Definitely exciting content here on Mobile Mayhem right now. Wait, can they see this or no?
They can see the gameplay, yeah.
Okay.
Defend the objective.
I didn't know if we were just on camera, just chilling.
As you can see, top tier. How did Parrish not die from that? What the heck?
Ready for the next round.
Weird.
Bomb spotted.
Too godlike, you just weren't ready for it.
Here we go! Tribe Gaming! With their top tier suicide. And somehow Ban did not die there. I am confused. Alright, time to commentate.
One more, I think.
I think it was 3-2. I'm not 100% positive.
I thought it was 3-3.
Defend the objectives. They have the bomb.
I think we're playing.
Looks to be the case. I was wrong. I'm just a big old potato.
All right. Well, Bolu back on Sniper Bolu right here. Trying to find a shot outside Cabana right there. Not going to spot anybody. I think he might have seen the little laser from Snipes, but not going to be able to hit the shot right here. Snipes looking for the jump shot. Ooh, and has the angle onto Bolu, but not quite able to make it happen. Sexy finds one. It's going to be 4-4.
Yeah, I definitely think we all pretty much know exactly how this game is going to go at this point. It's a 4 versus 5. Tribe have the lead. Tribe are very strong in the long game, and this was definitely going to be a long game series. Hopefully, Xplicit are able to pull together Jingo or get Molly back for the follow-up games, because this is certainly not the way that we would like to see this series go.
Yep.
And
Envy.
sometimes that's just what happens, though.
Envy wins one on the inside of kitchen right there. Sexy all by himself has the only 2 kills for Xplicit so far. Crouch walking his way through, trying to see if he can land a concussion. He's going to be able to do so. That should be at least 1 kill onto Envy, and now actually has the opportunity for the ace. Picking up the bomb right here is Marshy over on that head glitch, and he actually sees him. He says, no, never mind. I don't want to be here anymore. Marshy making the rotation up through mid. And Sexy an opportunity to maybe get the bomb plant right here. It looks like he's got the time and the positioning to do so. Marshy says, never mind. I'm going to go ahead, shut it down real quick. And Tribe Gaming 2 rounds away from closing this out after we spent 25 minutes trying to get into the game.
Sometimes that's just the way it goes, I guess, you know? If that's the worst thing that happens to us today, Bobby, I think we're doing alright.
Yeah.
And Solo with the M16 in hand, that's actually one that I've been pretty excited for this update. Many of you guys may know I'm a M16 and a 1911 fan. And there's actually been, I believe, a pretty sizable buff to the 3rd round that comes out of the M16 as far as bullet spread, so.
Yeah, that's actually not happening. That's only for the China version.
Is it really? Oh.
Yeah, so they had actually announced that the China version and the global version were supposed to be merged in all their balance patches from now on. And then they came out with the global changes, and it was only like a quarter of the changes that we saw in the Chinese version. How have these players not seen each other?
Oh, yikes. That's sad. I was big excited for the M16.
It might happen later on, but as of right now.
But we're here now.
Yeah.
We're here now.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Ooh, Sexy. Big gunfight right there. Even down a man. They got an opportunity right here. He's going to spot Envy. That's another kill. Bomb goes down. Marshy by himself, trying to clutch a 1v3. Can he make it happen? Slides the corner, wins the first gunfight. The 1v3 underway. Snipes right outside with a sniper in hand. Not going to be easy to deal with, and maybe a little bit of COD timing. I think Marshy's going to get spotted rounding the corner right here. Asta gets taken out. Marshy's got an opportunity. It should be Snipes getting the sniper right here. Marshy just trying to avoid it. The hit marker, he might be able to, but he can't quite make it happen. Snipes able to hit the follow-up as well and avoid the disaster of the ninja defuse as they keep things a little close. 3-4.
Defend the objective.
Definitely still possible, but, you know, again, you gotta imagine being down a player up against a team like Tribe is not an easy thing for any team in the entire league to overcome, even Xplicit. I would be absolutely just stunned if they were able to come through with a victory here. It's definitely possible, but the likelihood has fallen to submarine levels, you know?
Yeah.
We have round 8 started up here. We do have a bomb in hands of Asta, but no picks yet for either team. And one of the biggest things, in my opinion, is missing out on Molly here, who's been one of their strong snipers this season. They do still have snipes, but having an opening pick would definitely help out here for the side of Xplicit. I keep wanting to say Arsenal because Asta still has AR in his name.
Ooh, and Solo pulling out the M16, seeing if he can make it a two-piece. He does. Not the gun I was expecting to see plays from, but it's a 2v2 right here. He's got a shorty as well. Sexy at his side. Bomb is in his hands. They're going to go ahead and rotate on over to B right here. They got 36 seconds. Marshy's pushing up to the top side. May have heard that sound, and I think it's going to be a free kill for Marshy. It is not going to be free. He's actually trying to find something. Bolu pulls out the holder, and now Tribe one round away from tying things up 1-1.
Yep, and again, hopefully we'll have a fifth back for the side of Xplicit. I do believe they're allowed one roster change throughout the series, so or lineup change rather, not roster change. So maybe we still see them have an opportunity, but you gotta imagine there's not a whole lot they can do here. They're now down 2 players, make it 1, as Solo actually does pick up a kill on Envy there, M16 in hand.
Ooh, and Marshy spots him out right there. I'm getting word from our admins. Molly will be returned for our game of domination. So,
fantastic.
Looks like it is still going to be an exciting series, and excited to see how these two match up against each other. Snipes and Sexy still alive. Snipes holding down that long angle. Marshy tries to hit the shot through that top side with the FHJ, and Snipes just waiting. That is an angle I would not have thought to shoot at, but obviously Marshy knows better than me. Snipes up in the top side, playing the waiting game. He's in a 1v3. Band in mid-map. Parrish top stairs. Marshy bottom basketball. Looks like Parrish gonna have the encounter right here, and really just waiting for Snipes to make something happen. He knows exactly where to look. He's right below. He hits the snipe. Still got an opportunity, but does not see the player inside kitchen. That's going to be a free kill for Band and a free win for Tribe Gaming to even things up 1-1.
Well, fortunately, as you mentioned, we are going to have Emolly back / Blur back for the side of Xplicit for the final, or for the next matchup. I forgot this is a best of 5, so they do have an opportunity where they could turn things around, but it is certainly not a comfortable position for them to be in one way or another. I definitely think Search and Destroy over Tribe should have been a win for them. Now, granted, again, I've said time and time again that Tribe is not a bad search team, but it is their weakest of the 3 game modes that we play, and I believe, in my opinion at least, that it is the strongest game mode for Xplicit. And again, that's not to say that they're a bad respawn team in any sense of the word, but they are just really good in search. So that would have been their biggest advantage, is picking up the second round win there, and then you know, trying to close it out from there. But now with them being down there, we're going to see a domination followed up by a hardpoint. Now, they already did win one of the hardpoints, so we could absolutely still see them win another one. But again, in the long game, I gotta continue to give the edge to Tribe. They have proven time and time again to be a team that is very, very resilient, and I don't necessarily think that stops here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the rest of the match. Obviously, Blur getting loaded back in. Our team switching side. It is going to be domination on standoff. Always a good one. What time is it right now? Whoo, we're 2 hours in. I guess it is best of 5 series. It's to be expected.
Well, it's best of 5, but then we also had, you know,
25
minutes of technical difficulty or whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
So, having to remake lobbies and invite everybody back.
Just waiting on our players. Should be good to go. Who's taking their sweet time? Looks like it's Bolu. I guess he's a cripple. We can allow him a little bit of time.
Wow.
No, he's literally a cripple. Like what?
That was a rude way to put it.
How is that rude? He's got a broken bone. He's literally crippled.
Doesn't play like he's crippled.
I know. I'm just saying we cut him some slack. He's got the way you said it. What do you mean the way I said it?
It was the way you said it.
Oh my gosh.
Glad I'm not the only one. Maybe Chad will agree with
2021.
me.
Everybody gets offended by everything. Welcome. Goodness gracious. All right, we got all of our players here. They're all readied up. Bolu gonna tweet about it. Go for it, Bolu. I need some impressions. Give me those extra impressions.
Looks like we're starting up as soon as Marshy is ready. There we go. Alright guys, we're here for it. We're getting you into the action as soon as we possibly can. We do have a fifth once again for the side of...
Yes, hello, we're in.
Listen, yes, we are in this time. We are rocking and rolling in the action, hello. We can see game 3 going on. And I'm here for it. This is the Call of Duty that we're excited about seeing.
I want to watch the M16 in action. I was not expecting to see this today, and Solo has been kind of shredding. I've been pretty impressed so far. He is concussed.
Still got it out too.
Yeah.
Wasn't just the 4v5. He's actually committing, and well, that happened.
I think he might switch it. I don't know he's gonna use it for too terribly long.
Enemy taking B.
Yep, it is mainly tribe in the feed. And,
Oh, but it is Solo with the triple.
Okay, never mind. Maybe he won't switch away from it. Wow.
Maybe the M16 is secretly buffed.
I guess I'm gonna have to try it now. Asta finds a 2-piece. Blur, Holger pushing up, trying to slow down Envy. It's a 3-feed for Tribe, and that will likely secure the B flag right here. It does, and Solo coming through
Trying with it, dude.
I mean, he's just untouchable right now. 5 kills. That is the most on his team by a pretty significant margin. I mean, Asta's pretty close, but they still got 3 players with 0.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a close game. We did have Tribe pull together the early B cap. Marshy, Holger in the hand. Saxy actually opting to use the KRM, and that's something I'm personally hoping he doesn't stick to all game. It's really good for search, and it's very good for hardpoint where the points are inside. But with B exposed the way it is, it doesn't offer a lot of versatility to the KRM. But I gotta say, he's making it work right now. He finds 3 in a row. 2 coming together for the double kill there. A couple nades coming through tractor side for Tribe. No B progress yet from the side of Xplicit.
Yeah, Ban gonna be able to win that one. Slides the corner. Can't quite find anybody here. Guns blur, and once again, it is all Tribe in the feed right now. Man, Parrish just torching with the MX9. Remember chat saying, "See, Bobby, MX9 sucks. The Fennec is on top," but it does seem that the kill feed would tell a different story. And he's gonna spot out one right there. Not quite able to hit the spray. It is Tribe still in control. Hops over top side. Seems like he should have had the shots, but Saxy with the shotgun gunny able to win right there. Still the majority of these kills coming in for Tribe. Snipes and Blur both struggling pretty significantly off the start of this one.
Enemy contact.
Yeah, they definitely have been, but still anybody's game, especially since the second half specifically, you are uncapped on the amount of points that you are able to take. And it's realistically not a super far apart game here right now, right? I mean, we're looking at, you know, by the end of this, 30-point, you know, a little over a 30-point lead for the side of Tribe. That is an easily comebackable number. Yes, I just said comebackable.
It is Perish, Bolu, and Band all in double digits off the start. Nobody there right now for Xplicit, and once again, Snipes just not looking great. He struggled pretty significantly in game 1 as well, but 1-11 definitely not going to make the cut when you're going up against Tribe, and they're still winning the majority of these gunfights. Snipes set up on the back side of that tractor area, and just like that, he's going to triple his kill count in a span of a few seconds, which is definitely a good sign for them, but is not aware of the fact that Tribe is pushing on over for A, and just like that, they're going to have the double cap. It looks like Xplicit will be able to flip, taking control back of A, but it is going to be B that they really need to focus on right now.
Yeah, they're definitely trying. We don't have Tribe on B either, but the longer this game goes as a 1-1, the closer Tribe get to pulling together the victory. We do have Goliath in operation by Marshy. That could be a big benefit to Tribe. It is very, very healthy currently as well, so they may be able to start inching that over towards B. It does look like they're going to do so. It's going to give them an opportunity where they can start locking down some extra score here in the second half and making it a little bit less doable by the side of Xplicit. The B cap does come through. We are just about in triple cap territory off of that early B by Tribe, and it's starting to look pretty grim for the side of Xplicit.
Yep, the longer Marshy stays alive, the more difficult this is going to be, and especially with Tribe looking to secure the triple cap, which they're able to do pretty easily. It looks like they've got a pretty good shot at closing this one out. Nobody in the negative. Perish double positive, Band nearly triple positive right there, and all across the board it is Tribe players dominating. Meanwhile, Solo, the only player over on Xplicit that is not close to being double negative. 14 and 16, trying to keep his team in it, but right now it just doesn't seem like they have the energy to do so.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the case right now, and again, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where Tribe excel more and more as the series goes on. We're in game 3 at this point. We're, you know, crossed the halfway mark, and Tribe continue to get better, and it definitely looks like Xplicit are struggling a little bit to keep up. And they can still come back in the Hardpoint, right? Like there's a big possibility where they could pull through together for Hardpoint and still close out tonight, but I definitely got to say Tribe has been excellent in domination in the past, and you know, they're here to show it right now.
Yep, we got another Goliath in play as it's now Bolu marching his way around, and Solo at this point he's just trying to have some fun. He's pulling out the kilo because this game's pretty much over. Blur pushing on through mid, but it's gonna be too little too late, and it is going to be Tribe Gaming taking game number 3. Now only one game away from securing a spot in the Mobile Mayhem Finals.
I needed some water. Yeah, definitely a big game for Tribe. As you mentioned, one game away from finding themselves a spot in the Mobile Mayhem Finals where they would be facing off against Mayhem, which I think is probably the matchup people assumed was coming all season long. There were definitely some moments where Arsenal Xplicit hybrid looked like, hey, you know, maybe this is a team we really have to consider, but definitely falling apart a little bit here. I gotta say, pulling out the M16, pulling out the kilo, whether he was having a good performance or not, doesn't seem like realistically the best way to help your team get through. Yeah, okay, you were doing great, but you know, there's definitely some instances where something like the Bison or the Fennec in hand might have been able to pick up a couple extra kills, maybe give his team a little bit more of a break where they were struggling. And you know, again, maybe the Hardpoint, maybe they pull it back together, but I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel pretty much in the Tribe camp right now.
Yeah, it kind of feels like mentally Xplicit was not really there. Blur going 5 and 19, which we haven't seen him performing like that in a long time. Sorry. Maybe some extenuating circumstances for him, and maybe those could potentially get cleared up Oh my gosh, I got the hiccups. You take it away, Dave.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see him come back with a better performance for Game 4 here. Tribe, they have the lead 2-1. I have to say, I would have liked to see that search and destroy finish with Blur, because again, he's been a big factor for them with the snipes in search and destroy. But unfortunately, sometimes emergencies happen, and that is, from the sounds of it, what we had come up was an emergency that was just unavoidable. And sometimes you gotta prioritize life, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So, Tribe, they're now in a good spot, and Xplicit are really in a position where they're backed against the wall. So, need to see a good game come out of them here. I would like to see a Game 5. I would like to see us get back into a search and destroy where both of these teams are at their best, because I fully think that Xplicit is a better search and destroy team than Tribe. Not like by a big margin or anything. Again, I don't think Tribe is a bad search and destroy team. It's just not their best. You know, these guys are great at slaying it out, and here we are.
Yep, looks like we
got
got
the floor and Dom. You know.
Yep, we got all of our players. Well, we had all of our players readied up, and just like that, one of them is going to leave. I don't know if that was to make room for somebody else or something else. It is going to be hardpoint firing range, and everybody is readied up. So I think we should be good to go.
Yep, as soon as we get Parrish and Saxy ready, we'll get you guys into the game. Could potentially be the last game of the night if Tribe are able to close it out. Definitely don't want to sleep on Xplicit, but again, I think their forte was after they won that hardpoint, okay, you guys are ready for it, now win the Dom, and you guys will be in a great spot. And, you know, because again, if they could have forced a Game 5, I think there's a little bit more of a possibility of them picking up the win, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it right now, unfortunately.
All right. Good to go right here. It is going to be probably Tribe getting the initial control. At least they should be able to get there first based on geographic location. The smoke's going on out. And it is Tribe pushing for that trailer control. Going to be crucial for getting a hold right here. Parrish trying to push on out. Saxy looking to make entry with a shotty, but it's not going to happen right there, as it is Tribe getting the majority of the kills. Blur trying to spray on through, but not able to connect. It's Envy on the top side, absolutely dominating, and despite that, pretty back and forth, as you do see a good amount of Xplicit in the feed.
Yeah, you definitely do, and again, you can't sleep on this team. This team worked hard and earned this spot. And again, a handful of this roster was around 2-2-0 Tribe, so that is still definitely something real that we need to consider. And right now, it is Tribe taking the lead in Hardpoint, but we know how P1 can be, specifically for this map.
That was unfortunate for Saxy and Snipes. Little incidental damage right there. That is going to be a double kill as both of them try to make the push in. Saxy able to find one, and his teammates are pretty well set up right now as they've got control here on P2. Despite some unfortunate situations, big sprays through. Unfortunate timing for Saxy, but still able to get some damage. His teammates doing the rest of it, and even with Tribe having a strong start, they are filling up the feed pretty well right now.
Yeah, they're definitely working on it. They're actually in the lead now off of this P2, and still a lot of games ahead of us. Marshy's popping up in the window looking for a kill. Can't quite find it, but Snipes finds a big double. Holger in hand. Again, I feel like a lot of the Holger we see today could be a combination of two things, right? It could be the comfort of the players just coming off of a new meta recently, and the Holger is it's not bad, it's just not as good as it was. But also, a couple of these players are still very much going to be playing on this patch in the near future through Stage 4, so, or on the previous patch, I mean, so that is something to consider as well for a large portion of this lobby.
Ooh, and a big pred missile for Saxy is going to set up an early break right here for Xplicit. And right now it's Tribe trying to wallbang from the outside. Blur trying to avoid it and be able to win the first one. Oh, but a waste of a gravity vortex. I'm not sure that was the time to call it in. That's going to be a big break for Tribe. Blur trying to get some information as well as seeing if maybe he can get the push on in, but Ban pulls out the death machine, getting some big value out of it as Tribe stacking up a little bit, and Blur says that's going to be an easy kill with the wall bang. Going to be able to find a gravity vortex shot as well. Not going to be able to survive, but does get a kill regardless.
Yeah, definitely a big possibility that we have a Arsenal pushing us into a game 5, in which, again, I think that's realistically their best case scenario. Is if you can make it into game 5, it's search and destroy. Maybe that's where you're able to find your groove once again. But it is definitely not going to be easy one way or another. Tribe is not a pushover team. They were looking a little rough here and there, but they have been looking better this past week.
Yeah, death machine on the inside. Parrish can be able to shut it down. He's got a death machine of his own ready to go. Torching with the MX-9 right there. Solo in the top side going to be able to shut it down. Definitely much needed if they're going to be able to win this in a timely manner. You cannot let Tribe get back into these if you want to have a shot, because they are so resilient. And we are going to see, just like that, Parrish pushing on in. Does get traded out after a couple. It's going to be Sexy with the shorty in hand. And it is going to be Xplicit taking control. Blur in that top side. Holger spraying and praying continually. Tribe trying to take him out right there. I don't know. There's a whole lot of trophy system up there to keep him safe. Somehow staying alive. Is Solo going to find another big two-piece?
Yeah, and it is our Xplicit inching closer and closer to finding themselves a win here. They've only got about 25 points to go. We could still see Tribe make the comeback, but it's looking less and less doable out of them. And again, should we go to a 5 versus 5 search and destroy, I think there's a real possibility Xplicit wins here tonight.
Yeah, Blur with another big gunfight win. He has definitely bounced back after that domination in a big way. Making some plays for his team. Bolu pushing on over the truck. It's going to be a couple Tribe players, but Solo once again making the plays for his team. That's a double. Can he make, or a triple? Maybe able to make it a quad. Bolu's going prone over here on the side, and Solo's going to find another time and time again. Making the plays happen. There's not really anybody over here to stop this Goliath. They've got a trophy system down. Once they get that on the inside of P2, I don't know there's any way that Tribe stops it.
I don't think so either. This is looking great for the side of Xplicit. Tribe get a little bit of scrap time there at the end, but we do have some pretty rough spawns coming through. And as we go over to P2, we've got a still fairly healthy Goliath here ready to go. Saxy's pushing over. He's got the shorty in hand. Finds 3, 4, 5! Saxy! Great play there coming out of him.
That's a nerfed secondary, by the way, chat. Yes, definitely very sad that they nerfed that. It's definitely not good at all now, right? Everyone type yup.
Pocket shotgun. Or pocket sniper rifle.
Yeah. Balanced secondary. There's so many secondaries that are capable of doing that. Totally.
Yo, if you're really good with your aim, the Deagle can do it.
That's what I see people say. But Bobby, the Deagle can one tap to the head. Ah, yes. I forgot how easy it is to hit somebody that is jumping and sliding all over the place in the head.
It's a draw. Stand down.
Silly me.
Yeah, definitely a great game for the guys over at Xplicit there. Able to push us to a game 5, and again, I think this is definitely their biggest chance of pulling together a win. Again, I think that they're a little bit stronger on the search and destroy side of things than they are at respawn, and I can't think of a better way to round out the night, because again, this is a team that, you know, Solo and Snipes, I slept on them pretty hard when Xplicit came into the scene. I was like, you know, they're going up against at the time it was Sets and I, and you know, obviously I've mentioned before, I'm a pretty big Moralto fan. We've seen a lot of those guys in Mobile Mayhem before. They weren't doing super hot, but they were up against the new kids on the block, and you know, they showed up there, and I gave them a lot more of the respect they deserve. And Arsenal was looking really good at the time too, and they've merged the two best players on Xplicit with a handful of the best players from Arsenal. And here we are, semifinals. Tribe on the brink of maybe not making it to the finals after winning back-to-back seasons, after winning Masters. And I think one of the other big factors here is, again, Bolu mentioned that the more he plays, the more pain he's in. So that's definitely something you got to consider about this Tribe roster moving into the last game. Even though they're mentally strong, if your physical side doesn't hold up, that can be just as hurtful. So
yep, we do have most of our players ready to go. It is going to be Hackney Yard, Search and Destroy. So I'm getting ready to hop in right here. I have this sneaking feeling that maybe Tribe has not been bringing 100% in the last couple, and they're gonna come out firing away in this one. It could also be that Xplicit is really playing this well, and they could have a shot at winning their first ever Mobile Mayhem finals. I don't think they've only been in the league but for one season prior to this, so definitely would be really big for them just to make the finals alone, let alone to have a shot at winning it. And they've definitely had some performances against Mayhem where it seemed like they could actually do that. Trying to think back to, well, I guess I'm thinking back to Arsenal and that being the roster, but given that there's a lot of overlap between the two, they nearly swept NYSL in stage 3. So it was only because of an NYSL reverse sweep that they were able to secure it. Definitely would also be a fun matchup to watch, but I'm biased. I want to see the rivalry build between the two.
between Xplicit and Mayhem, or Tribe and Mayhem?
Tribe and Mayhem.
Yeah. I think leading into today, that was probably the favorites to go on. I definitely think there's been a couple games here tonight that were probably closer than they needed to be. And that's a big factor for a lot of these teams. So we'll see what Xplicit are able to bring to the table here, but this is the one that counts.
Yep, both teams hopping on in. It's going to be Band finding first blood. Asta set up in the top side. Tribe looking dominant off the start right here. And ooh, what a spot for Asta. That's going to be a free kill. Bomb's going to go down. Slides the inside. Somehow wins the gunfight. Player pushing in. Not going to be able to win right there. Saxy and Blur left to try to clutch up right here. Nade's going over top. And this is a pretty good opportunity. If Tribe hadn't backed off the plant, could have very well been a kill right there. Now Blur gonna go ahead, back it up, trying to find the sniper angle and not overextending on anything. It is gonna be Tribe now rotating back on over to that A site. I believe Saxy not really gonna have any type of a clue what's happening. It should be a free plant going in for Tribe.
Yeah, it looks to be the case. Saxy and Blur definitely could make the comeback here. They could clutch it up, but Tribe are looking like they're about to take round one. And as we look at the map, we do have players rotating over, but with two on the wall here, we do have one pick, make it two. Saxy finds the double. This is looking more doable.
He's got a shorty in hand. Anytime you get a shorty on the inside of this A warehouse, good shot, you win it. And Blur has a shorty as well. Parrish is gonna drop. It's going to be Xplicit with the retake to take round one.
Yeah, that was a big clutch up by specifically Saxy with the double kill there. Really opened up that window for the side of Xplicit. They've still got a long way to go if they want to win this game. We could still see potentially 10 more rounds if you include the one that we're in right now. So kind of keep that in mind. Take it with a grain of salt, as any given second something could change in Search and Destroy. But Solo, he's going to find a double. Fennec in hand once again. Bomb was planted by Tribe too, so they're in a little bit of a pinch. Parrish finds two, but Snipes gets the refrag onto Bolu.
A little bit surprised.
Finds Band.
Parrish all by himself. That's going to be a lot of pre-fire around the corner to deal with. Not able to hit the shotgun shot. And it's Xplicit again. Looking good off the start. You got to keep in mind the search and destroy that they lost. They were running it relatively close the whole way through and had to play the entire second half without Blur. They are looking really, really good off the start here against Tribe in game number 5.
Yeah, they're doing a great job here so far. It could still be anybody's game. You definitely can't count Tribe out, but I definitely have to wonder how Bolu's arm is doing right now. Hopefully he's not pushing it too hard. Potentially re-injuring himself. Oh, Blur! That shot was nasty.
Yeah, Bolu's going to be able to find one, but there is Sexy right on top of him. Hitting the sprays. We had Solo picking up a triple kill early in that round, and Tribe looking shaky in the search and destroy right now as they've got a total of 6 kills through 3 rounds. And right now, Xplicit is just running the show.
Xplicit, they're in a pretty good spot right now. They've got the 3-round lead over Tribe. And, you know, again, we could still see the comeback. You have another very aggressive plant coming out of Tribe. It is a 4 versus 3 currently. You definitely expect to have a little bit of an edge going over to the side of Xplicit right now.
Ooh, and Snipes is ready. Sends the nade out. Not able to hit the snipe right there, but his teammates making the plays again. Bolu's left to try to clutch the 1v4. It's not going to happen. He gets left alone again. Marshy and Envy both stuck at 0 kills right now. And Tribe Gaming in a very precarious position. They are 2 rounds away for the first time in numerous seasons not making the finals.
Yeah, I mean, Tribe have been a repeat finals team. They've won, I think, back-to-back Mobile Mayhems. They won Masters. Blur with another pick onto Band there. Unable to find the bullet onto Envy. That is going to cause him to fall. It's now Marshy in a 1v3. I have to say, if I was going to bet on anybody to clutch it up on the side of Tribe, it would have to be Marshy. Austin's going to slide the corner. Marshy wins 1. Quick Fix is going to top him up a little bit there, I believe.
Ooh, and Snipes is trying to hit the wallbang right there. Not going to be able to find the angle. He's going to get spotted. Marshy getting some damage in. That's just not an ego shell that you need to be making. And wow, right now Xplicit just completely manhandling Tribe in this search and destroy, and they're 1 round away from getting themselves a spot in the Mobile Mayhem finals.
Yeah, and it would definitely be different seeing Tribe fall, but again, sometimes you just have that Kryptonite team, and that may be part of what's going on here. Obviously, again, we're playing with Bolu instead of Childs, who's been their #1 sniping talent this season, so that could definitely be a factor to consider. But Bolu hasn't been looking bad, even all things considered. Oh no! Blur with the hit marker. Paris is going to live, and this is going to be the first round actually going over to the side of Tribe, shy of a just blatant miracle. They are going to be able to get the defuse. If Tribe could pull off the reverse sweep here, it would be absolutely nuts. But if you're Xplicit, you're in such a good spot right now. There's just no real way, after being so heavily in control, that you don't pick up at least 1 round, right?
Yeah. That was just such a dominant win. I don't know if it's the switch of sides or if Tribe flipped a switch or whatever it is. Obviously, they are not anywhere to be seen over on the B site, and that is where Ost is going to be planting. So now it's going to be a 5-man retake. Bolu going to get spotted out by Solo. Could have had an angle right there. Marshy gets spotted on the hop up. He said, I'm going to jump right back down. Don't feel like taking that fight. Bolu's on the bottom side, but he still wins the gunfight. In Tribe, trying to make something out of nothing right now. They only have 25 seconds. They got to move, and they got to move fast. Trophy system going to disappear. Band going to get spotted out. Not a whole lot of options. They find one, but time is dwindling. Snipes hopping over right there, but Tribe's running out of time. They don't know where they need to look. Cooking the native snipes, but it's not cooked for long enough. There's a trophy system. Snipe! Tribe Gaming, for the first time in multiple seasons, will not make the finals, and Xplicit, against the odds, somehow dominates Tribe. And it looked like, oh man, it looked like Tribe was gonna try to like reverse sweep in the search and destroy, and they had the retake, but Snipes played that so well, just sitting behind the wall waiting for the perfect time, sniper in hand, finds the shots, and Xplicit comes out on top.
He played time perfect there.
Yeah,
absolutely perfect.
Wow.
Huge clutch.
Wow.
What a game. What an absolute game.
That is just not, that was not the outcome that I expected to see tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think that's the outcome anybody expected tonight. So you're not alone. I'm right there with you. I agree. I'm kind of at a loss for words here. I mean, granted, you know, again, Tribe is playing with Bolu instead of Childs. They don't have Bolu at his best. That is a factor, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It feels weird not having Tribe in the Mobile Mayhem finals at this point.
Yeah, it feels like.
And I'm not saying I'm not happy that Xplicit won or anything, like, right? Like, at the end of the day, it didn't matter to me who won. In fact, I've been one to say that I'm, you know, nothing malicious against Tribe, but I do want to just see somebody else win. So there is that, but this is not what I expected. I wasn't ready for it.
Feels like there has been a shift in the multiverse. I don't. It just feels weird. I don't know. We officially have our finals and semifinals matchups. It is going to be Mayhem versus Xplicit in the finals. It's going to be ARP versus Tribe in the third place matchup. Tribe will still be playing on Thursday night, but it won't be for the championship.
Yeah, they'll be playing up against ARP in our third place matchup, which I believe would be the first match of the night. At least that would make sense. So make sure you guys come by for that. But it is going to be a Xplicit versus NYSL final. The last time we saw those teams face off head to head, I believe would have been, what, 2 weeks ago? And had some pretty close games there where NYSL came out on top, as well as NYSL pulled the reverse sweep on a very close series with Arsenal in Stage 3. So I think we have an incredible finals ahead of us. I don't think anybody would argue with me saying I would give the edge to Tribe over ARP in the third place match. But, you know, again, ARP looked really good in the respawns today, so maybe.
Yep, definitely excited to watch that. That is going to wrap it up for tonight, though. Thank you guys for watching. Finals will be casted on my channel. Molly's going to be out of town, so I will be available. And we definitely have a lot of Stage 4 that we're going to be watching this weekend as well, so excited for that. As always, thank you to our admins for hooking everything up. Thank you to the players for giving it their all. That's going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow whatever platform you guys are on. Show some love to whoever we raid, and we will see you guys in